Hey, English learners! Welcome back to Spark and Speak, your favorite place to learn real English. I am so happy you are here with me today. This is the place where we talk like real people, share real stories, and help you feel comfortable and confident in English. I am not your teacher with a big stick. I am your English friend who truly wants to help you grow. And today, oh, today is a big one, because today you are not just going to listen to me. Today you are going to speak with me. Yes, out loud, right there, wherever you are. Have you ever frozen in a real conversation? Someone asks you a simple question, and your brain just goes blank. That happens to almost every English learner. It happened to me too, back when I was learning my second language. But by the end of this episode, you will have one small trick that keeps any conversation alive. You will understand fast, casual English the way native speakers actually say it, and you will practice speaking out loud with me, step by step. So grab a coffee, sit back, and let us speak together. Let me tell you a small story. Imagine you are at work, or at your child's school, or waiting for the bus. A neighbor turns to you and says, "Hey, what are you up to this weekend?" Your brain knows the words. You understand every single word, but your mouth just says, nothing much. And then, silence, awkward silence. This happens because most English learners study grammar rules, but nobody teaches them how to keep a conversation moving. Nobody teaches the small tricks that native speakers use without even thinking about it. Here is something interesting. Many teachers who study language learning notice the same pattern again and again. Learners can understand far more English than they can produce in the moment. The gap is not knowledge. The gap is practice speaking out loud in real time, under a little bit of pressure. That is exactly why this episode is different. This is not just a lesson. This is a practice session, a real one. By the end, you will have said full English sentences out loud, and that changes everything. Ready? Let us start with the most important trick of all. Point 1. The magic question. Point number 1. The magic question that keeps every conversation alive. Picture a conversation like a game of catch. One person throws the ball, and the other person has to throw it back. If you catch the ball and just hold it, the game stops. Nobody wants to play anymore. In conversation, the ball is a question. Someone throws you a question. What are you doing this weekend? You catch it. You answer, "I am going hiking." But if you stop there, the ball just falls on the ground. Silence. So here is the magic. Two small questions that you throw straight back. What about you? How about you? That is it. Just 3 words each, and they mean exactly the same thing. Let me give you a real-life example. You are standing in line at the supermarket wherever you live in Europe. A coworker says, "Hey, what are you up to this weekend?" You say, "Nothing much. Probably just relaxing at home. What about you?" Now the conversation keeps going. It does not die. I want you to remember this question like a best friend. What about you? How about you? Say it with me right now, out loud. Good. But here's the thing. Knowing the question is not enough. You also need to understand how native speakers actually say it in fast, real conversation. And that sounds very different from the textbook. Let me show you. Point 2. Understanding fast, real English. Point number 2. Understanding fast, real English, the kind you actually hear on the street. Here is something most textbooks never tell you. Native speakers almost never say full, clear sentences in casual conversation. They squeeze words together. If you only learn the textbook version, real conversations can feel confusing, even a little scary. Let me show you an example. The textbook says, "What are you up to this weekend?" But in real fast speech, people often say, "What you up to this weekend?" The words what and are get squeezed together, and it comes out fast, almost like one word. Here is another one. What have you got going on this weekend? In real speech, this often becomes, what I got going on this weekend. It sounds fast and a little messy the first time you hear it. That is completely normal. And one more. Are you doing anything fun this weekend? In casual speech, people often drop the word completely and just say, you doing anything fun this weekend? Now, I am not asking you to speak this way right now. That is not the goal. The goal is for your ears to recognize it. So when your neighbor or coworker says it fast, your brain does not freeze. You think, oh, I know what that means, and you answer with confidence. This is a surprising fact for most learners. Understanding fast speech is actually a different skill from speaking clearly yourself, and both skills need separate practice. That is exactly what we are doing right now. Okay, now that your ears are ready, let me tell you something even more useful. What do you actually say back once you understand the question? Point 3. Natural reactions and closing lines. Point number 3. Small reactions that make you sound natural, not robotic. Here is a common mistake. Many English learners answer every question with just yes or no, or one short sentence, and then stop. This makes a conversation feel flat, like two robots talking to each other. Native speakers add small reactions. If someone tells you their weekend plan and it sounds fun, you can simply say, that sounds fun, or how interesting, or even just one word, nice. And if the person says they are doing nothing special, just staying home, you do not need to feel awkward. You can say something warm like, sometimes it is nice to do nothing. This shows real understanding, not just words. Let me give you a real scenario. Your coworker in the break room says, honestly, I am just going to stay home and watch TV all weekend. Instead of freezing, you now say, sometimes it is nice to do nothing. What about you? See what happened there? You reacted naturally, and then you threw the ball back with our magic question. One more small but powerful tool. How do you end a conversation smoothly without it feeling sudden or rude? Before the weekend, you can simply say, have a good weekend or enjoy your weekend. Simple, warm, natural. Now here's the exciting part. You have the magic question. You understand fast speech, and you know how to react naturally. It is time to put it all together and actually speak. Point 4. Speak with me. Live practice. Point number 4. This is the moment. Speak with me. I'm going to ask you a question, just like a real person would. When I pause, I want you to actually answer out loud. Do not just think the answer in your head. Say it with your mouth, even if you are alone in your room, in your car, or on a walk. Your mouth needs the practice, not just your brain. Are you ready? Let us go. Hey, what are you up to this weekend? Nice. Now, ask me the same question back. Go ahead. Say it out loud. What about you? Great job. Here's my answer. I think I'm going to catch up on some chores and maybe read a book. Sometimes it is nice to do nothing, right? Let us try one more. This time, imagine a neighbor asks you, you doing anything fun this weekend? Perfect. Now finish it with our magic question. However you answered, I am proud of you. Do you know why this matters so much? Because your mouth just practiced real English in real time with real pressure. Exactly like a real conversation. This is how confidence gets built. Not by knowing more grammar rules, but by speaking again and again, even in small 3-second bursts like this one. If you want, rewind this part and do it one more time. Really, I mean it. The more you practice this exact moment, the easier real conversations will feel. Let us bring it all together, because you just did something really important. You now have the magic question, what about you, how about you, and it can keep almost any small talk conversation alive. You now understand that native speakers often squeeze their words together in casual speech, like what you're up to, or what I got going on. And now your ears will not freeze when you hear it. You now have small natural reactions. That sounds fun. How interesting. Sometimes it is nice to do nothing, and a warm way to close any conversation. Have a good weekend. And most importantly, you actually spoke out loud with me today. Not just once, but a few times. That is real practice, and that is exactly what most English learners skip. Here is something worth remembering. Confidence in speaking rarely comes from studying more rules. It comes from small, repeated moments exactly like the one we just did together. I am genuinely proud of you for staying with me and speaking out loud today. That takes real courage, and you did it. Tell me in the comments, what did you answer when I asked about your weekend? I would love to read your real English sentence down there. If this episode helped you feel a little more confident, please subscribe to Spark and Speak so we can practice together again very soon. It truly helps this small channel grow, and it helps me keep making these lessons for you. And next time, we're going to talk about something that happens to almost every English learner at the doctor's office or the pharmacy, and how to never freeze in that moment again. You really do not want to miss that one. Until then, keep speaking, even in small pieces. I will see you very soon. Bye for now.